Okay, now it's time for my report, and on a completely different note, I decided to focus it around numbers. And as some have mentioned, we have a lot of numbers, and they sometimes get jumbled up. So I'm going to do my best to make sure to provide some clarity this morning. 1,543,725. 1,543,725 is the number of Republicans who voted in our fair, efficient, transparent, well-managed, and record-breaking gubernatorial year Texas Republican primary. $1.1 million. That's how much unrestricted cash, to refer back to the classifications Mr. McCloskey asked about, $1.1 million is the amount of unrestricted cash raised by the party in the last 10 months. Yeah. $548,484.13. That is the amount of unrestricted cash on hand showing in your report from this morning. That is $160,000 higher than it was just 60 days ago. That is 12% higher than it was at the same time 2 years ago. The party is on the right trajectory in voters and in funds. In this last month, in March, Grassroots Club alone brought in over $35,000 in new donations. By the way, if you'll remember, which you probably won't because you have a life, our budgeted amount for Grassroots Club each month is $10,000. Right? Triple the budgeted month. 23,857. That's the number of doors that our amazing field staff knocked on to talk about tax reform alone over a couple of months at the end of last year. You'll be hearing from them personally in a few minutes, so I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. But we have one of the best field teams in the entire country, bar none. And our relationship and work with the governor and the other candidates that we're able to work with to keep, not just keep Texas red, but to make sure that we continue the kind of victories in Texas that we must have, has been amazing. And it's been the result of a lot of excellent hard work. 8,998. That's the number of delegates we have to our convention this summer. That is more than triple the number of delegates to the Republican National Committee convention. It is the largest convention in the United States, largest political convention. And it's a direct result of all of the great effort we have put into making sure that potential delegates are well trained and well recruited. And along those lines, you can expect to see more of the amazing, helpful videos training our delegates to make sure they put in the most and get out the most out of this convention. And those will, of course, continue to feature our amazing Rachel Malone. $3,862. That is the number of Republican candidates we had on the Texas ballot in the 2018 primary. That is a record and more than double the number the Democrats put on the ballot. We're doing a good job with what we have in front of us. But Committeeman Armstrong is absolutely correct. Our opponents, which is a reminder, are the Democrats. Our opponents are fired up. They hate that they did not win the presidency. They hate that we are in charge. And that hate is a fairly powerful motivator. So the most important thing we can do is make sure that our voters are not apathetic. And that's why the work of the field team is so amazing and so important. That's why we must stay and continue to be well funded. And that's why we must continue to support and work as a unit to make sure that we get the turnout we must have in November. The turnout on our side in November is what will decide how we do. 43. That's the number of donations we've received from donors in the past 10 months of 5,000 or more. That beats the total for the entire presidential year of 2016. We have been sending a clear message, taking a clear stand, making a real difference on the ground with candidates in the legislature, and the donors appreciate it, and they are stepping forward in a real way, as we knew they would. The process is simple. We have shared beliefs. We unify on those shared beliefs. We work together on those shared beliefs. We win races because of those shared beliefs. We implement policies that represent those shared beliefs, and that wins the support of donors and voters, allowing us to continue the process and continue our victory. And we're seeing it in the results. 14. That's the number of total paid RPT staffers. We live out our conservative principles on a day-to-day basis. It is amazing how much we get done and how responsible we are with the donations that we raise. We can only do it, and we can only do what we do with so little because we have the secret weapon of all of you, all of our delegates, all of our voters, and that is a force multiplier that the enemy cannot replicate if we do our job of communicating our message well. 1, the most important number on the list, you. Turning out here, turning out in your neighborhood, turning out at your local EC meeting, turning out your friends and neighbors to vote in November, making your donations to your candidates, doing your block walking. You're going to be the one to make the difference or not. We are the party of personal responsibility. This election, it's our responsibility. We're up to the challenge. We are up to the charge. We are not lulled into false complacency. But we are also not fooling ourselves and not accepting the enemy's narrative that we are not prepared. Democrat press releases and newspaper headlines touted the Democrats were setting records during the primary. There were people who believed the lies, and there were people who succumbed to the fear. We didn't. We worked up to the ending day, and truth was, we're the ones who set the record. So you, the most important number, the 1, don't believe the lies. Don't accept the false narrative that we are not winning, because the results show we are. And make sure that you do everything you can do to help raise money, to help do the field work, to help recruit the voters so that we win in November. Thank you guys. God bless you, and God bless Texas.